Hello and welcome to the Music Shack podcast. This is episode number 66. This week you're joined by myself, Bruce.
Ron.
And Ed. Let's get right on into it.
Alright. So, first recommended album of the week, we have Smokin' Oakum by The Longest Johns.
I love the folk sound of it. It reminded me of like some of the Irish folk music that I go to from time to time. So it was nice, very relaxing in comparison to some of the other stuff we had this week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, this actually wasn't that bad.
nah,
Yeah, nice little...
bit of a mix up, but gotta love that. I didn't really have any standouts from the album, but I did enjoy the album.
Yeah, I didn't have anything noteworthy too much either. But, it's just a nice, switch up from time to time.
Yeah, for me, my standouts were Hard Times Come Again No More, which they released as a single a while ago.
That was good.
That was really good. The Workers song, because it's just a good song. And then the Hog Eye Man, because it's just too much fun to sing along with that one.
All right. Moving on to what I gave you, and of course, in classic Ed fashion, not prepared. Because I was too busy playing with the decks to actually get this open.
Of course.
Hey, chill out. Oh, this is a nice edit point. Fucking engineers. Pains in the ass. Alright, so the album I recommended this week was Once Upon a Time in a Cyber World by Black Tiger's Sex Machine.
What a name.
Oh, yeah.
I love these guys.
Oh, yeah. I thought Cheat Code was sick with Hydra the Hero and Heritage. Very enjoyable album, though. Great listen, a lot of dubstep.
It's just chaotic.
Very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about it.
I listened to these guys for a while, and I'm very happy to hear the new album.
This is actually the first album I heard by them.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I think the only name... Well, Heritage was on this, and then Hero the Hero were the only two names that I recognized. But this was still pretty good.
very good. Very good.
So, I don't know if I would go back to it repeatedly. But, if this was... if I was just in the mood for it, and I wanted electronic, I'd probably go to it.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely, it takes the energy and kicks it up, and then it doesn't really stop. It has, a small break point, but you almost don't notice it because it just continues right afterward. And it doesn't really... Nothing really, blends too much, so you kind of can hear the distinct different styles that each song has, where it starts and where it stops. So, I do like that aspect of it, because a lot of electronic tends to be done in a way where it just blends and they kind of want you to mix it with something else. Whereas much with this, you don't necessarily have to do that.
Yeah, I did enjoy the variance in sound from song to song. Kind of reminded me of Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level Event 2, where every song sounded uniquely different. Which, something I love. I hate going through an album and I'm like, didn't I hear this song already?
Right.
So yeah. If we have nothing more to say about it, we'll go on to my pick for album of the week.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, one of the songs, okay? Intros, okay? With Call Me Man, if you don't fuck off with that ma'am shit, right? I'm gonna I'm gonna put your balls on a plate, your spleen on a stick, and bubble wrap your heart and ship it to your mom via FedEx.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? It's got to be the best intro I heard so far. Like,
But yeah, so I gave you guys the new record from The Last 10 Seconds of Life, which is self-titled. And it's just straight up death metal.
Yeah, I gotta say for right now, it's gotta be my favorite album so far this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like early 2000s like death metal metalcore vibes in this in terms of the way the riffs were and just the overall sound. But then it starts chugging, starts genting, and it's not even like brutal, it just kind of hits you.
Yeah, it hits hard. My only complaint is his cleans.
Yeah, they are a little off.
They need to work on that. If they are going to utilize cleans, they got to work on that.
Yeah, I would, because it's not bad. It's very flat, and the resonance is off.
Yeah,
I think, and that's just, to me, that's just what it sounds like.
like it was very noticeable with Vampire.
Yep, I was gonna say that too.
Like,
As soon as I heard it in that one, I was like, okay, this is a little weird.
if he figured out how to put an ominous tonality to his cleans, it would have been beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just, I don't know. I didn't care for his cleans. Like I would have preferred if it was just straight, screams and gutturals. Like, would have been fine with me.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my only nitpicking part about this too. It's just overall, I mean, they're, like I said, they're not bad. They need refinement.
Yeah.
So,
But all that being said, I love this fucking album. The intro I was talking about was off of Guillotine Queen, Redux.
mm-hmm.
I think that intro is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not even just that it's brutal, because it is, but it's more toned down for death metal.
Yeah.
So it's more just like it hits hard. It's like it just punches you almost.
Like, I know I was in for a pretty brutal ride when I heard Invictus Unto Fire.
Yep.
Because like it was slow and hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, if this is what this album's bringing, this is gonna be brutal.
I mean, I don't know how it started or who figured it out, but whoever figured out that music like this had to be slower and harder at some point was a genius. Because it truly is different.
It is.
It really just, the amount of serotonin that it just like releases for most people. I don't understand it. I don't know where it comes from. Like I said, I don't know who figured that out, but whoever figured out that you gotta make it slower, you gotta make it lower, and you gotta make it hit harder.
I loved it. Like, even though I'm complaining about his cleans,
Yeah.
everything else made up for it, which is why I'm saying, like, I enjoyed this album more than Excision's album. And that's saying a lot, because this is not something I go to.
No, it's not, which is why, like, whenever you like a death metal album that I give, it surprises me. And I honestly, I mean, that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Because the more and more I've suggested it, the more and more you've liked most of what I've given.
Yeah, the genre's grown on me for sure. Well, the subgenre's grown on me for sure. But yeah, it's good, very good.
Yeah, if they start putting stuff out, I'm gonna have to check more, because this is actually their 6th album. So his cleans just either maybe that might just be how they are, or it's a new thing. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I will have to go and find out.
Again, though, I believe the cleans were the weakest part of the album.
They're actually from Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, gotta love the close to home boys.
Right. In Meadville.
Gotcha.
They were attending Mansfield University when they formed back in 2010. So
I do got a couple EPs I want to talk about.
Okay.
If we're done with this.
go ahead.
Okay. So moving from metal to pop.
Ah, yes.
Smooth transition. Smooth transition. Especially if you're playing music, you could smoothly go from metal to pop. Especially with black metal, it's almost the same thing. But Harvey gave us Views from the 23rd Floor EP. Just a solid pop EP. I really enjoyed it. No skippables. 5 songs, 14 minutes, so it's a nice quick listen. If you do want to go check it out, highly recommended if you're a fan of pop. Really enjoyed the album. Well, the EP. And the other one I wanted to talk about was some hard house music, which I didn't want to recommend for natural reasons. You guys tend not to like house music. It was the Clock Tower EP by Ratio. I loved it. The only thing that I thought was weird was the title track. Features multiple time signatures, which kind of like threw me off. Cause like something about the synth wasn't matching up with the beat. But the rest of the EP's fantastic, including Clock Tower. As much as I have to say bad about it, it was still very enjoyable. But again, very hard house, bass heavy house music. It's 4 songs, 20 minutes. Very enjoyable album to listen to, especially if you're into hard house music. But I guess we can move on.
Yeah. I did see that Korn put out a new record. I forgot to go listen to it. It's a half hour long and only 9 songs.
I listened to it. Notice I didn't say anything about it.
Yes, but typically you don't enjoy the side of the genre that I enjoy.
I love Korn. Like their Serenity of Suffering album, I think that was what it was. But that album I fucking loved. So I
new Korn is very different than old Korn.
Yeah, but that was a newer album by them. That was an album that came out probably about like 3 or 4 years ago.
6
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
So it's still very different than new Korn.
Yeah, I still love love that album though.
This is their 14th studio album.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Requiem is the 14th studio album. But
I can only name like 4 albums by these guys without including the new album. So I'd be able to name 5.
they're I'm actually reading like a synopsis of this one. It's called Requiem. It's not as dark as The Nothing, which was in 2019, but it was written in the aftermath of Jonathan Davis's wife's death.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's a meditation on grief, according to this. But there's like elements of death metal sludge, scraping, and like, anthems basically. So there's a lot of stuff on this in terms of styling and tonality. So I'm actually very interested to go through it because I like Korn. I like any iteration of Korn. It's just something I like. So I'm very curious to see how this turns out.
Gotcha.
Erebos by Venom Poison. I'm just looking through new releases.
Gotcha. I guess we could move on to the billboards before we take our break.
Sure.
Indeed.
You can do that.
All right. So back up to number 1 from number 2 is Adele. Down 1 to 2 is The Weeknd. This is interesting. A re-entry. Meatloaf.
Oh no.
Oh.
Why is Meatloaf back on the chart?
Don't know, but I do think that's interesting.
I guarantee you we're going to go in the news. We're going to see something about that.
We probably will. Up a ton of spots from 32nd to 4th. Young Boy Never Broke Again.
He's on the Billboard 200 as well, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Gotcha. Down 2 spots to 5th is Ed Sheeran. Still at number 6, which is where she was last week, is Taylor Swift. Down 2 spots to 5 is Doja Cat. Up 22 spots from 30th. A lot of high jumps this week. Walker Hayes.
Yep.
He's at 8th. Drake is down 1 to 9th. And Morgan Wallen is still at 10.
I can't wait for that to drop out of the top 10.
He's been on a roll, man.
Well, we can move in the Billboard 200 because I got comments. Because, like, Young Boy Never Broke Again. First of all, soundtrack for Encanto is still number 1 from last week. Young Boy Never Broke Again is a new entry at number 2 with Colors.
Mm-hmm.
So he put out a new record. And apparently people are enjoying it. So he's up at 2.
People tend to enjoy his stuff.
Gunna went to 3 with DS Forever. The Weeknd went to 4 with Dawn FM. Morgan Wallen still sitting at number 5 with a double album. Adele is down to 6 with 30. Drake is up to 7 with Certified Lover Boy. The Weeknd is down to 8 with The Highlights. Walker Hayes.
Shit.
Walker Hayes is a new entry at number 9 with Country Stuff, the album.
Country Stuff.
The album.
The album.
And then number 10, staying, is Doja Cat with Planet Her.
All right.
All right, looking at the Billboard Hot 100.
I'm sorry.
Country Stuff, the album.
Yeah, it's still going in my head right now.
Let that sink in.
Oh my god. All right, Bruce, you can go. I'm done, I
The
think.
Billboard Hot 100. Sitting at number 1, we've got We Don't Talk About Bruno from the Encanto soundtrack. Sitting at number 2, we've got Easy on Me by Adele. At 3, we've got Heat Waves by Glass Animals. At 4, we've got Stay by The Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. At 5, we've got Super Gremlin by Kodak Black. At 6, we got Shivers by Ed Sheeran. At 7, we got Pushin' P by Gunna and Future featuring Young Thug. At 8, we've got ABCDEFU by Gail. Still good. At 9, we've got Surface Pressure by Jessica Darrow. And at 10, we've got Cold Heart, the PNAU remix by Elton John and Dua Lipa.
Good song. Good song. I do love that Glass Animals track.
It's gotten very popular.
First time I heard it was the remix that they have on Forza Horizon 5. Was the first time I heard that song.
Oh?
Yeah. Very good song. But I guess that would move us into our break.
I believe so.
All right. We'll be back.
Looking to start a podcast? Buzzsprout makes it really easy. Get your show listed on every major podcast platform with little hassle. You will join over 100,000 other podcasters already using Buzzsprout. You'll get a really good website with audio widgets you can use on other websites, tools to help you promote your show, detailed analytics, and more. Follow the link to get started. It'll let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. If you sign up for a paid plan, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card, and you'll be directly supporting us here at Music Shack Pod. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to get a podcast out there.
All right, and we're back.
All right. So we're going to jump into our news segment here before we go any further. While I have it pulled up, there was a music teacher who used Slipknot as an example to show elementary school students the use of meter in music. Elementary school. And she did this because her name is Risha Allen. So she does this as an example because one of her students wasn't really connecting with the class and wasn't willing to interact too much. And she had asked him why, and the kid replied that he liked Slipknot. He liked metal and not rap because previous examples included Eminem. So she then asks him, all right, what's one of your favorite bands? He goes, Slipknot. This kid's in elementary school.
Yo, just because you're young does not mean you can't have good taste.
Oh, I know. What's funny is in parentheses it says the kid's got taste in the article.
Oh, okay. So say.
So Alan writes that she was nervous to do this, like just nervous in general, because she wanted to relate to him because he hasn't really engaged in the class up until that point. So she felt like relating to and respecting his music taste, which would help her connect with him, and it did. Because the song he offered to, as an example, was Wait and Bleed. And so she used a drum to set the beat as she sang along to it. And her, like, one of the things that she noticed was that he was getting major validation from that moment. And everybody else in the class was getting a lesson in prejudgment. And they were all getting more meter practice.
Oh, shit. So not only did she find a way to connect with a student,
but she
who may have been left behind, mentally checked out.
Mm-hmm.
So she figured out how to get him engaged, and was also able to teach people teach those kids a lesson in prejudging.
Yep. And also educate them on meter, which was what the purpose of that course was.
That is beautiful.
Yep.
This is a great teacher.
And then
more teachers got to be like that. Figure out how to get everyone in the class engaged, not just those who are engaged.
Right, and that shows that you're good at what you do.
Very good.
And
that's why I slept in class, because like none of my teachers were able to get me engaged.
Right. But then she then goes to ask him, what meter is the song in? He replies, very excitedly, 4. It just, it was a really cool thing. And she even says, like, he now loves her as a teacher and learning music. And that it just shows that music builds relationships between just random strangers.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. So, yeah, I thought it was just really cool. Like, she didn't know how to connect with him or how to get him engaged in the class. And it's an elementary school. It's just like, you have to figure out how to do that, especially with kids.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just like, all right, what do you like to listen to then? He goes, I listen to metal and not whatever you're playing. As examples. She goes, okay, give me an example. He gives her Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. And like, it just, honestly, that's so cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know. It was a wholesome piece, and I was like, I have to read this.
Yes. That is a very good teacher right there.
Oh, and Bring Me the Horizon covered Gran Turismo theme.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, for the upcoming game. That's going to be interesting. Spotify removes Joe Rogan podcast episodes featuring racial slurs, which I'm pretty sure anybody who's following podcasts that orient themselves around music or anything understand that's a thing. So, I'm not going to go too much into that.
Gotcha.
Beartooth has their own whiskey.
So
yeah, that's cool.
The drummer from Pantera has his estate in Texas up for sale for $750,000.
Okay, it's less than I thought it was going to be.
A lot less than I thought it was going to be. I was shocked too when I seen the article. What I find interesting about this is there's members of Pantera thinking about keeping the house and making it a Pantera museum.
That would be cool.
Supposedly featuring NFTs.
That's not so cool.
Yeah. Very not cool.
But either way, if it's like just a museum, that would be cool.
And in other estate news, while it's not music related, Joe Pesci has sold his his New Jersey mansion for $50 million.
That's a lot of money.
Not 50, $5 million.
It's still a lot of money.
I added a zero. I'm sorry.
Yikes! That's
yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
You can buy a brand new Bugatti Divo for that if they weren't sold out.
That's actually sad that you can buy a house for the price of a car. That's a little backwards. Actually, very backwards.
Mind you, all the Devos are sold out, so their value has already skyrocketed. But on, when they were for sale, they were about $5 million.
That's nuts.
Where the Chiron was about $3 million.
Yeah. Cars should not cost more than houses. That's just my opinion. You should not own a car that costs more than a mansion.
I don't know, if you've got the money and you don't know what to do with it, why the hell not?
True. But that's my own opinion. Back to music-related news. Camden's concert venue is supposed to be going under another name change. It's going to go from the BBT Pavilion to the Waterfront Music Pavilion.
Again? Okay. They're changing this again?
Or wait, hold on. No, it was the Waterfront Music Pavilion before it was the BB&T Pavilion. Live Nation is supposed to be changing it to a new name.
Why?
Don't know.
It's going under so many different changes at this point. Why?
Why the fuck not?
I guess.
There's supposed to be, supposed to be a huge project going on in England for another music venue. I wish I saved the article, but I did not. Save the article involving Joe Pesci's home in...
Because that was more relevant.
That was more relevant than music, which we're talking about.
Ed saw a big number and went, ooh, save.
It had to do with Jersey.
Well, sure, that's the excuse.
And it went with the topic of estates. Let's see. Oh, who was it? Oh, so Silk Sonic is supposed to, well, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak are supposed to have their own skins in Fortnite.
I heard about this.
Yes.
I've seen them too. They're not terrible.
They're not terrible. It's also Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. I'm sure if they were terrible, they would have pulled their...
Yeah, but I mean, like, just because they like it doesn't mean everyone else will. But, like, for Fortnite skins, they're pretty good.
I don't play Fortnite, but I thought it'd be worth bringing up because it's still music related. And it's not the... Oh, it's not actually... I was wrong. It's Vinnie Paul's house in Texas. Drummer from Pantera. It wasn't Pantera that wanted to make it a Pantera museum. It's Shadows who wants to start a Pantera museum. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, from Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that or not, but...
Well, I mean, it's Shadows. No, I don't know of anybody else who calls themselves Shadows on stage.
True. I just wanted to clarify that.
Well, that makes more sense with the NFTs because he's actually... A7X are actually working on creating a VIP type of thing online, like a virtual VIP space, where you get their logo, the Death Bat, as like a currency, as like a crypto to buy these NFTs that they're gonna make. And while I don't agree with the whole NFT thing, it's gonna make them more money. Do I think it's gonna get out of hand with these? I don't think so. But it's gonna bring them more revenue. It's a cool thing. Like for music, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's sick. The idea of having a Pantera museum at a former residence to a member of Pantera.
Being if this was created and if M Shadows does this, holy shit! Because Pantera is one of their, other than Metallica, is one of their biggest inspirations. Hell, they covered Walk.
Yeah,
like. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense, being that it's Shadows. So, that'd be very cool to look at least.
very cool, very cool.
Or have like it be like a have like a virtual setup for it too, so I can interact with from your computer, which would make more sense with the NFT thing. So I think that is honestly very feasible, and I would love to see that. So, Bruce, what'd you find?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay. You guys have any genres that you want to talk about that you've been listening to this week, or?
I haven't been anywhere different than my norm,
Okay.
but I've been playing a lot of singles just because, I don't know, I like changing it up a little bit. I
Gotcha.
actually went through the Clouds mixtape from NF
Okay.
again. And I mean, it's not that old, but I still love it. I don't think I give too much thought as to what's going on in that world too much, like at all. And honestly, I'm still waiting for that record. I know it's been a while since he's had an actual like full album that he calls an album, even though I think Clouds is a full album.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited for when that eventually does drop. I'm hoping it's within the next couple years, if not this year, because I want to hear more.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I just got a new job, and one of the ways I like to celebrate, well, is cigars. And for whatever reason, I like to listen to either blues, jazz, or Busta Rhymes. Which Busta Rhymes fits very well in that category.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, so that's it's pretty much, where I've been. Bruce, any particular genres or artists?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Guess we can move on to recently released then.
Yeah, let me pull my list up real quick. I'm hoping this one's not entirely too long. We shall see. These are for the 4th, I believe, of February. Yes. Okay, this one's not too bad. So I guess I'll start this off if you guys are not pulled up yet.
No.
All right.
So as of February 4th, according to Loudwire, these are the groups or artists that have released an album. We have Abhorria with a self-titled, Abysmal Dawn with the Nightmare Frontier EP, Astrophobos with Corpus, Corpse Grinder put out a self-titled,
Corpse Grinder.
I've heard he's got good stuff. I haven't listened to him, but apparently he's got some good stuff. Korn we mentioned with Requiem, so I will be checking that out. Just because it's Korn. Mass Worship put out Portal Tombs. Michael Romeo put out, or might be Romeo, who knows. Depends on how you want to say it, I guess. But he put out War of the Worlds Part 2. Mystic Circle put out a self-titled. Obsidian Sea put out Pathos. Persephone put out Metanoia. Power Trip, spelled TRYP, put out Midnight Marauder. Rollo Tomasi put out Where Myth Becomes Memory. Saxon put out Carpe Diem. Ceremonia put out Neon Lucifer. Venom Prison put out Erebos. Vorga with Striving Toward Oblivion. And Volcano with Stone Orange. Volcano being VULCNAO. And according to Loudwire, that has been recently released.
Okay.
I will probably find more as I go through Apple Music.
Go to Bruce next, so I don't accidentally read something that's off his list.
All right. For the 4th of February, we've got Let the Festivities Begin by Los Bichos. Few Good Things by Saba. Dope Don't Sell Itself by 2 Chainz. Where Myth Becomes Memory by Rolo Tomasi. Time Skiffs by Animal Collective. Laurel Hell by Mitski. Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road. Pompeii by Kate Le Bon. Give Me the Future by Bastille. Glitch Princess by Yule. And that's it.
Okay. 2 Chainz and a nose ring. Alright, so People's Champ is the album dropped by Upchurch. Mitski dropped Laurel Hell. Yo Gotti dropped CM10. Let's see what. Young KO dropped DFT. Okay. Let's see. Baby Money dropped Easy Money.
I'm looking at some of the names on this 2 Chainz album, and I'm just like some of the titles are just weird.
Gotcha. Safe dropped Get Home Safe, and that looks like all I could find.
Is that spelled S-A-Y-F?
What? Safe?
Yeah.
No, it's actually Safe.
Oh, okay, okay.
SAFE.
I didn't know if it was like some play on the word.
Nah, that's actually spelled safe.
Would have been more interesting if it was S-A-Y-F, but okay.
You judgmental motherfucker.
I just would have made more sense, I guess, more unique. Okay.
Alright, before Ron kills me. As I was saying, next week we'll be back with the actual intro. I forgot the flash drive that it was on. So.
And with that, episode 66 of the Music Shack podcast is going to come to a close. Thank you guys for tuning in if you're returning, and hello if you're new. And if you liked it, please enjoy. Please go listen to the other episodes we have, because there's plenty of music that we've talked about, and there's gonna be plenty more. So I hope you guys stick around if you're new, and follow us on Twitter at Music Shack Pod, so you can be notified for when we have new episodes dropping each week.
Yurt. As always, player, one love, mosh and rave responsibly.
Enjoy the noise.
Yurt.
Have fun, don't die.